we have to thrive, not survive. Vision that you're not only going to survive, but you're going to thrive. To crawl to your destiny, crawl to your destiny. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy you guys are back. So today I'm going to talk about something that is very close to my heart, and that is managing your money as a single mom and not only surviving but thriving through it all. Okay, so I know it can be quite challenging to be a single mom and single-handedly manage the finances of the family, but I'm also cognizant of the fact that you can survive. You can not only survive but thrive through the right mindset, the strategies, and get to the other side. Okay, so let's get into the video. So I have a few pointers that I'm gonna talk about how you can manage your money and thrive. Okay, so number one, make a decision that you're not only going to survive but you're going to thrive. Let me give you a backstory. For those who don't know, I'm a single mom of 4 wonderful kids. I'm divorced also. So when you go through a divorce and you have to start all over financially, it can be something that is very challenging, because again, you're used to a 2 household income, and now you're moving to a 1 household income. But the difference between the people who actually make it and those who don't is the decision. That you make up your mind that look at the situation. So here you are, a single mom by choice or not by choice, you're here. So what can you do to not only survive the situation that you're going through, but also to thrive? Because why live a life where you're just surviving? Because when you're surviving, you can barely even dream, because you're just making day-to-day living. It's not your goal is to just survive. Okay, so you can't thrive, you can't move forward, because you're just looking for money to put food on the table, and that's it. But in here, I'm talking about how you can go past the survival mode and thrive. Okay, because again, if you don't make up your mind that this situation will not put me out, that this situation, regardless of what I'm going through, even if it's not just a divorce, even if it's losing your job, you have to make up a decision and make up your mind. I have to make it, or to make it. There is no any other way. That for you, making it is not a choice. If you have to crawl to your destiny, crawl to your destiny. Like you have to crawl to manage, to thrive, crawl to thrive. Because it is so easy to go into that situation, especially for me who's been divorced, to feel like I have no energy to do anything for myself. I have no energy to even start again. I have no energy to do what I need to do. So I'm just gonna do the bare minimum just to try to survive. So this is my personal decision. I completely understand when such a thing happen. And I'm actually cognizant of the fact that it's so easy to go into sleep into a depression where you're not able to get yourself out to even manage the day-to-day living. Give yourself time. But you must have an idea, or make up your mind that this season is putting me through this. It's dragging my edges. This season is so difficult, but I have to make it or make it. There is no two way about it. You have to, even when you're going through that hard place, you have to make up your mind. I have to make it. I might be going through it right now. I have no energy to do anything, but I will make it. Because once you make up that decision, guess what? You will go through that season and you will come out, and because you had already made up your mind that there is no way that this circumstance is going to come and steal your life, or take your life away from you, you find a way. So one of the things that this is one of the things that I can advise anyone: just make a decision. Make a decision. We have to thrive, not survive. I have to thrive in this. Once I get out of this period where I feel like my life has come to an end, guess what? I'm thriving. From here, it's just upward and never downward. Number 2, what I will advise, the tip number 2 is call your money home. And what this means is, take a picture of overall how much money do you have. How much money do you have in your circle? How much money do you have in your bank account? How much money do people owe you? How much money do you owe people? How much debt do you have with institution? How much, look at, just call back all your money, whatever the money is, whatever money you have kept somewhere, or the money that people need, just take a full picture, okay? And this is where you go back to, you sit down with your journal and look at line to line. This is where my money is. This is where the money I can get from. Like, for example, when you're going through a job loss, one of the things that I've seen people do is also look at how much money do they have in their retirement. It's not advisable, but if it calls for you to survive at that moment, people go back to their pension, and they're able to get some money to just, because they give you a certain percentage of the money that you've been saving on your pension. It's not the best advice, but what do you do when you have to do what you have to do to survive? Okay, so you look at all these things. How much money can I take from the circle? How much money is in the circle? What do you need? You call back your money home. Sit down with your money and have a very deep conversation of, we are here, and in all things we have to survive. So you call back your money, you understand where your money is. How much debt do you have? How much, what are you paying for? What are the things that you're paying for? Okay, so once you do that, then you can do a reconciliation, and just, you have a standing, now this is where we are starting from. Yeah, and then what do I need to do? And that takes me to my point number 3. Look at your overall expenses. So when you are two, like when you had a partner, or you had a spouse, or you had a husband, you are shared. It was a shared thing. Like, it's not necessarily even shared. It is the other person was bringing in their income, you're bringing in your income. So your expenses were being paid from one basket, or one pot, however you want to call it. Yeah. So now you're alone. Life has to go on. You have your rent, you have your transport, you have your school fees, you have your internet, you have your food. Okay, so you have to sit down and look at your overall expenses. Yeah, how much money am I required just to survive? Yeah, how much money am I required in the meantime to take care of my expenses? Yeah, and that is why it's very important during that time to actually track your expenses, or take a moment to just go through your bank statements, your M-Pesa statement, if you write manually, if you write them down, just to take a full picture of your overall expenses. Why? Because, let's go to point number 4. Now, point number 4 is to cut back, okay, on your expenses. You initially cut back. Not that you're going to stay in that position. Your mindset is to, what can you reduce at this particular moment? Okay? So you look at, so all these are my expenses. All these are my debts, whatever it is that your money is going to pay, because that is your expense. Your debt, your contributions are all expenses, because they take away money from your income. All right? So once you know how much money is going out, now this is where you come back and say, these items, where can I cut back? Okay? So for example, for me, when I sat down to look at my expenses, and I saw this is my rent, this is my food money, this is my my internet, my whatever, food and whatever, I decided 2 areas that it's possible for me to cut back on. Number 1, was my house manager, okay? Because I'm working for myself, so I can cut back initially to be able to reconcile my finances, because if I let go of the person who comes to help me, I can try and manage the household, cut back on all expenses like that expense, and be able to see if later I will need to onboard another one, then I can do it later. But in the moment where I'm working for myself, if I manage my time properly, then I'm able to take care of my home, take care of my kids, and also take care of my business. Okay, that was my mind process. And then another thing that I also cut on, the internet. I actually reduced my subscription amount that I was paying on the internet. Also, another key area that I noticed that the money was going to was my food area. Okay, so when I checked my budget, I realized the huge amount of my expenses is coming from the food. Okay, are we going to stop eating? No. But what can we do? We can try to shift things around so that I'm able to manage on a less budget. If I do meal prepping, like if I prep my meals, if I'm able to know how much we are required for that week, then I'm able to actually cut back on that. Another thing I also did on the area of food was to make sure that I just cook in the house. Like if breakfast I make pancakes, mandazis, like I just come back, I come with ideas on how to cut back on the expenses of food. Okay, so when you meal prep, you rarely eat out. You rarely end up having the last minute rush to think, what are we going to eat? So you end up spending more because you didn't have a proper food idea at first. Okay, so when I say cut back, because what are we saying? We are going to thrive. When I say cut back, at the back of your mind, you know it's just temporarily. Like it's not something that you're going to do for a long time. It is, this moment requires me to cut back on things that I don't need. Okay, so also on this same note, you also cut back on your contribution. And when I mean contribution, is where you take your money that is not necessarily needed. Okay, so if you normally are deducted, or you normally send to your circle 5,000 or 10,000, you can cut back for the moment to 1,000, 2,000, whatever you feel is comfortable with you, depending on your budget. Once you see your overall expenses. Okay, so you can cut back on such contribution, cut back on, if you're on these groups like chamas are what? They are where people come together to contribute money towards a certain thing. You can actually leave those chamas and come back when everything is okay. And again, this is my personal view when it comes to you making your money work for you during that time or that season in your life. Okay, so number 5, one of the things that a tip that you can do, yeah, is look for other sources of income. Okay, so you have checked, you have made a decision, you're not going to give up. You have called your money back home. Okay, you have looked at your overall expenses, you have cut back on what is not needed. So now you probably have found a middle ground of you're not here and you're not here, you're just, you're sustainable. So now you're starting to look for, what can I do to take myself, or to get myself to thrive, or to take myself back there where I was. So for example, if you're living in a 3-bedroom house and this circumstance has forced you to look for a 2-bedroom house for the time being, then you're thinking, I want to live in a 3-bedroom house. That's where I'm comfortable at. Okay, so you look for other sources of income to help you get back to that place where you enjoy to be in. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. Like for me, because I was already running a business, and I have kids to take care of, and I have let go of my house manager. I knew it's so hard for me to look for another business that will require me to be outside my home, or yeah, outside my home, or have to set up something like a business or something and have to employ someone, because already you can imagine being a single mom, you have all these things running around, like you are the one who is the engine of the family, so you already are tasked with so many things. You don't want to carry put on another baggage of, I want to start another business, employ someone, have to take care of those people, their salary and all that. Okay, so for me, I sat down and looked at everything else that I can do that can help me thrive. And having another business, my decision was, why can't you start YouTube? Yeah, because YouTube is another source of income. Okay, initially it will not give you money, because when you're starting, you don't automatically get monetized. Okay, but if you have to start, and even if you start any business, even if I started another business of selling clothes, there's a chance or a probability that I might not have gotten profit faster. I don't know how to explain. Like any business, when you start, it takes a while for it to pick up, because it means if you start selling clothes, you have to reinvest your money until you get to a place where you are able to draw money and it's not affecting your business. Yeah, so I said, at the end of the day, there's work to be done, there's work to be put in for me to get another income. And I already have a laptop, I already have I have a laptop. I can use my phone, but because my phone is not able to record because of the memory or inside the phone, then if I can get access to a camera, then I can shoot videos. Am I going to get money immediately? No. But is it an investment that can pay me probably later down the line? Yes, it can. Okay, so why are you not subscribed? Why are you not supporting my channel? Okay, so please subscribe. You're just supporting a single mother here trying to thrive. Like, I am not, when you make up a decision that you're not just not going to survive, you're going to put in work. Okay, so coming up with these video ideas, shooting the video, editing the video, making sure these videos come to you every weekly, it's work on my side, which I completely enjoy. Okay, so but I know my goal for this channel is to be a source of income for me and my kids, okay, and my family. But there's work to be done, and so I have to keep on doing this until it gets to a place where YouTube is able to pay me as a source of income. Because you see, you already cut back on some things, and you also have this responsibility of being a mother, taking care of a business, so you have to look for money and when I say look for money, disclaimer, or not, I'm not saying you do unethical things for you to get the money. Yeah, you have to align your money making with your values. And if your values are, you're an honest person, you don't want to do dishonest things to get money. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying when I say you look for other sources of income, please make sure they're ethical to you and to your values. Okay, so here we talk about making money, but we are very cognizant of, we want to make money like in an ethical way, not unethical, to make money in the right way. Okay, we are not here stealing people's money and doing things that are funny to make money. We're not judging, but we're just saying we make money the right way. So I said, invest time, Julia, invest resources in creating this YouTube channel so that it can pay you later, so that it's able to help your family with one thing or another. Like if I was monetized today, but it's coming. I'm not going to give up. Yeah, so look for way to make money, then it will help you go back to where you are, if that makes sense. Okay, another tip number 6 of thriving as a single mom is look at your debt. Look at the debt that you have. Okay, so probably you left that marriage that marriage with debt. Okay, and probably that debt was under your name. So you once that a marriage is over, the debt still remains in your name, okay? Because you're the one who took the loan. Even if you took the loan on behalf of the family, still the debt is under your name. So look at all the debts that you have, and then see now you've made a decision that you're going to look for sources of income to help you. So once you get these sources of income, you're able to look at, I have this amount of debt. And because when you have debt, you're not able to thrive so much, depending on what kind of debt you took. But if you're a single mom, it's easy when you don't have debt, because even if you make the lowest amount of money in your business or at work, where you're employed, you're able to take care of your family comfortably without feeling the pressure. Because there's a pressure that comes with being a single mother or being a single father or a single mother. Like for you, all these things are on your shoulder and you have to take care of all these things. So you don't want an added pressure of debt. Can you imagine when you're going through a divorce, you're a single mother, you have all these expenses, and then now someone is calling you every day, please pay back the money, you owe us this amount of money, when are you going to pay this money? So it can be, you don't want to do that, yeah? Because also, we are not going through life and then we miss to take care of our mental health, yeah? So my mental health is important, and me paying debt is a very important aspect of being mentally okay. So you make a decision, once you see your debt, that the income that is coming is going to pay this debt, okay? So that when you finish paying the debt, then any amount of money that comes now to your pocket or to your bank account, you're able to make now the decision to propel you forward. Probably grow your business more, invest in going back to school, invest in whatever thing that you think is important to make you thrive. Then this is the opportunity for you to do that, okay? Sawa. Okay, that is to say okay, yeah? So prioritize clearing the debt, okay? So I will encourage you that no matter what happens, no matter what is happening, no matter how life looks as a single mother, or as I know there are single fathers also, or as a single mother or a divorcee or someone who's lost their spouse, just decide that you're going to do everything ethically to thrive, and not to just survive, and not to, you can decide to never do anything, and then now instead of thriving, you're declining, okay? You decline until you get to a place where you are hopeless, and you don't want to do anything. So make up a decision, okay? So remember to decide to thrive, yeah? Remember to decide to thrive. Take control of your money. Analyze your expenses. Cut back when you can. Explore new incomes and opportunity, okay? So that we thrive. We are not just here. We probably want to go on a month vacation. This is your chance to make that decision, okay? And that's why I tell people, make your goals even when the situation does not reflect where you're going, okay? So if you make a goal of going on a cruise ship, even when you're going through the worst, you know that eventually you're gonna get out of this season of your life and thrive, okay? With that, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.